Welcome back. I am the DJ, and this is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. As you can see, I'm toying with a lot of things, thumbnails, lighting. Just bear with me. I'm always trying to get better. We got more clips. They're going to keep you up at night. They're going to keep you thinking all week. You know how we do. You ready? Let's get started.
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care, ma'am? Is a lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
where the children are.
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Well, I guess they got their answer right. They wanted to know where the money was, and then they slammed the door, which means it's in their pocket or it's gone. But what we do not have is children at the daycare. Awesome.
Check this out. This company built an AI headset that lets you control your dreams. Imagine Inception, but in real life whenever you want. And they do this by activating lucid dreams. It's insane. In normal dreams, this part of your brain is turned off. It's called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. And that's where all your decision making happens. That's why in normal dreams, weird things happen to you that you just can't control because your control center is off. And this device lets you turn them on whenever you want. But in lucid dreams, things are completely different. In lucid dreams, you can control your behavior. You can think, act, build, invent, all in a world where there are no risks. Some of the best inventions in human history came from lucid dreams. Tesla, Einstein, even the idea for the periodic table came when the inventor was asleep. It's pretty powerful. Now, this company, Prophetic, created a way to turn on lucid dreaming whenever you want. It's called the Halo, and it fires low-intensity ultrasonic energy to activate that part of the brain, essentially waking you up while you're sleeping. Imagine being able to focus during a nap or trying to experiment with a dangerous solution in a world with no danger. Now, these headsets are going to be available at the end of this year, and it will be wild to see how well they work.
Well, it looks like my subscribers that are trying to do that lucid dreaming thing, if you can't do it, they got the technology that's going to help you. But that's how they always do. If you can't do it on your own, they'll give you something to do it for you. Whether it's working out, losing weight, getting smarter, getting faster, it doesn't matter. If you don't want to do it on your own, they have a way to help you do it. But I encourage you to do it on your own. It's right inside you. It always has been. If you're working on it, don't take the easy way out. Don't do that. Keep on your journey. Learn how to do it on your own.
My friend today, and he said, what if all of the above ground data centers are there to power all of the underground cities and bunkers? There's a thought. Just racking my brain trying to figure out, like, why now? Because they've supposedly been building all of these underground cities and bunkers for quite some time, and maybe it's gotten so large underground that there's not enough resources to power everything they have going on. So they build one or two data centers every 500,000 miles to supply everything underground. It's a crazy analogy, crazy thought, but I mean, everything else that we've found out over the past 15, 20, 50 years has been a crazy thought that, then became our reality. So just thought he was kind of smart about it.
And he's not the first one with this narrative. It makes sense to me. We've been collecting data for how many decades now? But now we need these huge centers that are taking up all the water. If you ask yourself why, being that we have like the Hoover Dam and things like that we know are used for power. If you got gigantic bunkers and cities up underground, and there's so much, they're built and they're ready and there are people down there, then yeah, you're going to need power sources. I don't believe it's just for saving pictures of us doing stupid things or in our intimate moments or catching us when we're not supposed to be thinking we're being recorded. I believe it's powering something. That's too much water. And it got too popular too fast. Something's up. That much I do know.
Go from New York to Brazil, Buenos Aires, and then Antarctica without ever coming up to the surface for air. And you can do it all at way more than 1,000 miles an hour on magnetic levitation trains, otherwise called maglev. One thing he told me, he went from Virginia to Los Angeles in 45 minutes. Do the math, 3,000 miles an hour. Most people don't even believe that there's a tunnel network. There are hundreds of thousands of miles of tunnel systems.
Not hard for me to believe. We can't get up underground like that. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know what was already under there. What we do know is whenever they find something that's cool, they don't tell us about it for years, if ever. They keep it to themselves. They repurpose it. They've been doing this ever since I've been alive. I just did a skit about the insane asylums, and that was the last episode. Where did these huge buildings come from? And then all of a sudden we put the mentally ill there. Something's not right, and I'm going to keep saying that all throughout this episode because seriously, like, what do they think? We just don't have eyes anymore? We see you. You're right there. And we see you.
So scientists gave two parrots money and they changed the rules. They trained them that metal rings equal food. Drop a ring in, get a snack. But then researchers introduced unfairness. One parrot got a pile of 10 rings and the next one got none, separated by a wall with a tiny slot. So the rich bird watched the other one miss meals and actually started pushing rings through the gaps anyway. They ran it again and again and same result, sharing until both could pay and eat. The researchers expected hoarding, but instead, the parrots detected inequality and fixed it.
Now, when you factor in the fact that they claim that parrots have the intellectual capacity of a small child, and then you think about how children are. Most children don't like to sit there and let other people go hungry or hurt or be in pain. Yes, they might say mine and not want to share their toys. But when it comes down to fundamentals, somebody hurting, not eating, not drinking, most children will share and they will not let someone go without. So this makes perfect sense to me that the parrots are better than we are because we'll sit right there and let you waste away, not give you anything. That's how people act, adult people. If the parrots can do it, don't you think we can too?
Certain people say, you know, you get shot here, right? He got shot in his mouth. You're like, that's inches, right? This is just me talking, everybody. It's not a thing, but you know, who saved him? People be like, God. Your first thing is, yo, God saved this guy. Maybe the devil, maybe Satan saved him. Because he's a great engine of chaos. I don't think God would save somebody who moves like that. I don't think God would save somebody who disrespects his own family and is just everything you think of 50 is just negative. He's just an engine of negativity, beef, chaos. Sounds like he's with Satan to me, man. I think, you know, Satan was like, I'm gonna use you. You're gonna be great for me. You know, Satan is the angel of music. You know the story of Satan?
Satan is the angel of music?
Satan was an angel.
Well, I know he was an angel.
He got banished.
A fallen angel.
Right. He got banished because he thought he was bigger than God. And he banished him to hell. I know about this because a segue is I have a movie with Paramount that I'm making. Thank you, Paramount and Bob Backish. And it's the story of a rapper who sells his soul to the devil to gain the heights of fame and fortune.
Are you saying the story is about 50? Okay.
No, it's not about 50 at all.
Okay, got it.
It's just a dope story.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I see parallels within the hip hop world and the hip hop community where I could associate it with the devil. Like most rappers, they have a girlfriend, ride or die. As soon as when they become big, they fucking everybody. You could easily put that that's the devil's work. You know, with hip hop, it's a lot of chaos with beefs and competition. You could put the devil associated with that. You know what I'm saying?
I hope he knows he was talking to one of those devils he was talking about. That dude has exploited a lot of people. That Vlad TV, not a fan. Anyway, this is a major celebrity that has gone up under the radar for a long time. And I feel like the first one who smelt it dealt it. And he's always pointing his fingers at people. Ooh, look what he did. Ooh, look how he is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Always keeping something going. And as long as you're talking about other people, you keep people from talking about you. He's way too famous, way too big. I'm talking about TV and music to have just clean hands. That's what you got. Clean hands. You're the first one to do it with clean hands. You think I'm buying that? And I'm not a fan of his music. Love his shows. Not a fan of his music. But with the way he's going, man, come on. You got it too, just like the rest of them. So how did you get it? The right way? All right.
You think the fake meat experiment failed? It didn't. They just changed strategy. They realized Americans won't choose synthetic lab food, so they're sneaking it into everything you can afford. Cheap protein isn't meat anymore. It's soy paste, pea powder, fillers, seed oils, insect protein, mixed just enough with real protein so your body doesn't recognize it as foreign. You'll never buy a cricket burger, but your kid will eat nuggets with insect protein buried in the breading. You won't buy Impossible beef, but you'll buy a cheap ground blend that's 40% lab protein. Why? Because your grocery bill is bleeding you dry. They don't need to ban real food. They just price you out of it. This is food warfare. I see patients doing everything right. Clean supplements, proper drainage, addressing parasites. But if their food is contaminated with lab proteins and seed oils, their body doesn't recognize it, they can't heal. Before buying it, I decided to scan a pack of cheap ground protein with the Reveal It app, and it flagged lab proteins and soy fillers right at the top. Unbelievable. Your body isn't broken. It's being poisoned by things you thought were safe.
I really haven't heard much about the fake meat thing in about a month, which means they're redirecting. That doesn't mean they left. That doesn't mean they said, oh, our people won't eat it, so let's get rid of it. They don't get rid of anything. They repurpose it. They hide it. They put it somewhere where you won't look. So be careful. No, you won't buy a fake steak, but that same fake steak is just going to be grounded up and put into your ice cream. Something like that. They're not going to let it go. You are going to eat it one way or another. Believe that.
Would you really eat human? I want body in like haven't you been to that bodies exhibit down on right? Have you been there?
I've been there.
I feel like we've eaten everything. Like everything has been eaten in fine dining. What's one thing that hasn't been served?
But what body part would you eat? Like I feel like I'd eat some like
I would give you
probably
if
the
I
belly.
were to pass away naturally. I would give you a piece of my arm. It just I mean, you could.
I have a list that I keep to myself of how did they get famous? And especially how did they get that famous? Both people, both clips are on this list. I don't get it. I don't get the Tegan lady and I don't get Gaga. I don't get it. But the world is crazy over both of them. They say anything, the whole world is listening. Have you heard the things coming out of their mouth? Have you seen the things that they've done? Attention is one thing, but corruption is another. I don't think they're looking for attention. I think they're spreading corruption. Unfortunately, I just don't like either one of them. And I think they're up to something, and I don't think they're good for society. My personal opinion, if you're a fan, sorry if I offended you.
This video was recorded by a mother who was simply filming her young son while he was playing on the couch in the living room. At first, it looks like a completely normal moment. The child is just sitting there playing, and nothing seems unusual. But after she posted the video online, people in the comments started pointing something out that she hadn't noticed before. Right next to the living room, there's a doorway that leads into another room, and inside that room, you can see the child's playpen. And if you look closely near the playpen, something appears at the doorway. It looks like the top of a human head slowly peeking out from behind the wall, like someone is quietly watching the child from inside the room. But the strangest part is what happens when the camera moves in that direction. The moment the camera points toward the doorway, the head quickly pulls back out of sight, almost like it realized it was being filmed. Then it peeks out again. The mother says she didn't notice any of this while recording, and no one else was supposed to be inside that room at the time. So now people online are trying to figure out what was actually caught in that video. Was it someone hiding in the house, or something else entirely watching from that doorway? What do you think it was?
I don't know what it was. What I do know is they stayed around it far too long. The moment you see it, you run. And if you didn't see it in the moment, then you run when you do see it and you don't come back. You all know I don't play with this supernatural stuff. You can have the house. I'll get another crib. Don't worry about it. Just take care of the lease. If you're not going to pay it, fine. I'll tell the owners, look, man, there's something in there that ain't me. You can have this place. But I'm leaving. I'm not going to stay here and record and try to figure out what it is.
Have you seen this clip of one of Putin's top guys, Sergei Lavrov? He's the Russian foreign minister. And what he's talking about in this clip will likely never be on our media here, even though what he said is so shocking, because it would make people here who would be on the fence, perhaps, about what's going on over in Russia and Ukraine and everything, it would make them wonder if someone's fibbing. Because obviously, there's two sides to every story. Is someone fibbing? I can't believe he said this. Check it out.
Обсуждать, потому что эта тема не имеет отношения к нашей дипломатической работе. Эта тема имеет отношение к обнажению того лица, который называется коллективный Запад, и который называется глубинное, даже теперь уже не государство, а глубинный союз, который руководит всем Западом и пытается руководить всем миром. То, что это вообще ниже человеческого понимания, то, что это чистой воды сатанизм, наверное, нормальному человеку объяснять не нужно.
I didn't hear anything shocking. We know that, and we don't need their news to tell us. Everybody knows there's evil out there, not just in this country, all around the world. Whatever's happening is happening everywhere. And all the elites, whether they're American or not, they have weird ways about them. They do weird things, and they never get called out on their BS. So it doesn't matter which country is calling it out. It doesn't matter which country says they're going to figure it out. I don't believe any one of these countries, including mine. The powerful get away with things, period.
10 crazy celebrities who were actually telling the truth. 10. Sinead O'Connor. Vilified for tearing up the Pope's photo on SNL in 1992, she was protesting child abuse in the Catholic Church. A scandal later confirmed in full. 9. Ernest Hemingway. Thought to be paranoid for believing the FBI was watching him. Years after his death, declassified files proved he was under FBI surveillance. 8. Corey Feldman. Labeled a conspiracy theorist for speaking out about child abuse in Hollywood. His warnings are now taken seriously as more cases come to light. 7. Rose McGowan. Dismissed for calling out Harvey Weinstein, she was vindicated during the #MeToo movement when dozens of women revealed similar abuse. 6. Colin Kaepernick, criticized for kneeling during the anthem to protest police brutality. Years later, public opinion shifted after events like George Floyd's death. 5. Cat Williams. Seen as erratic, but his controversial claims, including those about Diddy, gained credibility after related allegations surfaced in 2024. 4. Drake Bell. Dismissed after accusing a Nickelodeon coach of abuse. Later revelations confirmed his story and prompted apologies from former doubters. 3. Jose Canseco. Mocked for exposing MLB steroid use in 2005. His claims were later confirmed as players he named admitted to doping. 2. Lisa Bonet. Called difficult on The Cosby Show, she hinted at Bill Cosby's dark behavior decades before public allegations against him surfaced. 1. Leah Remini, attacked after leaving Scientology and speaking out. Her docuseries and growing public support proved she wasn't exaggerating the abuse.
We, more often than not, refuse to appreciate the people that we need to during the time that they're here or during the time that they're trying to tell us. It's always after the fact. It's always hindsight 2020. Stop dismissing people when they have something to tell you, because how do you know if it's not a warning? They're not just ranting. And we're talking about celebrities and people who are in these circles. And then they come back and they try to tell us what they saw. And we're like, you're hard to get along with. You're just trying to start something. I'm not like that. The person who keeps complaining and keeps saying something, keeps trying to tell the story, they will have my attention. I'll sit down and listen to them. Somebody has to. And usually, 9 times out of 10, the things they say always come to light.
So it's a website that teaches you things that you learned in school that are now disproven. So you can go in and look at what year you graduated high school, and it'll tell you what you learned in school and have now been disproven. Jared, can you pull this up for me? So I put this in as 2000s, which would be for me and George. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Lightning has struck several places multiple times. Empire State Building is struck approximately 25 times a year. Wearing red near a bull will cause it to charge. Bulls may not be able to distinguish the color red from other colors. What triggers the bull is movement and physical provocation, not color. The red cape is to conceal blood stains. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. Goldfish retain memories for weeks, months, and possibly years.
I had to go try it. And it turns out that if we went by all the things that were changed since I learned them, then I should not even have my high school diploma anymore. They should strip me of it, because I don't know anything. I'm dumb compared to what the knowledge really is. But I learned everything they taught, and I aced the test on all that wrong information. I got straight A's saying dumb things, things that were not true. But I was an honor student. So am I really an honor student, or am I an honor dummy? I don't know. But I did not like the fact that everything I thought I knew, pretty much everything. Nope. I need to go back to first grade and do it all over again.
This sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it really happened. The CIA's top secret experiments that sought to gain control over people's minds. Fox News' Mike Emanuel has the story.
This hearing is about the crimes committed by the Central Intelligence Agency against the American citizens and the decades of secrecy used to conceal them.
Congress shining a spotlight on one of the most notorious chapters in the history of the CIA. MK Ultra agency's research and experiments in the 50s and 60s with mind control.
MK Ultra was one of the most secret government programs in American history.
The ability to seize the control of a person's perceptions, memories, and ultimately their behavior.
Historian Stephen Kinzer says the CIA chemists behind the operation sought out, quote, expendables in foreign countries to use for experiments.
Human beings who would not be missed if they disappeared. What amounted to a license to kill, issued by the U.S. government.
Journalist Tom O'Neill even looked into whether MK Ultra could have played a role in the Charles Manson murders.
How had Manson, a barely literate ex-con, acquired the ability to persuade ordinary young people to murder complete strangers simply because he had told them to?
Kinzer says the U.S. was willing to do anything it could to gain an upper hand during the Cold War. Ultimately, the CIA labeled MK Ultra a failure, but that may not be the end of the story.
It may well have been true in 1963 that mind control is a myth. But whether it's still true is uncertain.
The program officially came to a close in the 1970s, and the files associated with it destroyed. But whether or not it really ended then and there, well, that depends on who you ask.
Or if you just use your eyes, that can pretty much give you the answer. I'm looking around. I don't see people making their own decisions. I see people executing what they were told to do in more ways than one. I don't see free thinking. I'm sorry. I see a pack mentality. I see everybody moving the same, dressing the same, following the same trends, saying the same words, hating the same things. This is not a failed project. This is a project that is completed. They're done with it. It worked. And now it's time to move on to the next phase. That's what I'm getting from this.
A virtual actress in China who has never had a real face just landed a sponsorship deal paying more than most million-follower influencers earn after only 30 days online. Her name is Feng Daozi, and she exists entirely inside a computer. The AI drama that made her famous, written, voiced, and animated without a single human actor has passed 200 million views. In 30 days, she gained 400,000 followers, then started running ads for products. Her price for 1 minute of screen time is now 258,000 yuan, higher than many stars with 10 million followers charge. What does it mean for real performers when the highest paid new star in the room was never alive at all?
I guess if you factor in the creator of this, they're eating well. But it's not cool that a fake person is living and eating better than real people. This is AI, man. And apparently it can make itself famous faster than we can. So just be careful. Make sure the people that you look up to, listen to, all of that, make sure they're real people. Oh, I'm real. I got the scars and everything to prove it. And plus, I'm an F up. So I'm a real person. I'm not perfect. I don't show things and I'm all on the 15th floor in some exotic place living my best life. Ain't no best life, man. I got to go grind as soon as I finish this. And I was grinding before I came and started this. Real people. That's what excites me. Hopefully we stop this and start supporting real people again. Problems, flaws, and all.
AI took over the world hundreds of years ago. Your history is all AI. Photoshop has been around for hundreds of years through various means. Photos themselves are much older than we are told, at least 200 years. And I don't believe the first Photoshop is in 1857 like they say. The Mona Lisa was printed. It wasn't painted. Renaissance paintings like the Mona Lisa were made with 2-micron paint. 30 to 50 microns is the average today. It was perfectly layered and couldn't be replicated today. Yet we're supposed to believe that Da Vinci made it with mortar and pestle paints. Nothing today can be compared to what was being made in 1434 by Jan van Eyck. The reflection in the background is perfectly displaying the reversed image. No one can replicate this level of detail. This is a print, a laser print. Photoshop was also done through etching. We have all been getting catfished. How much of the history has been etched away? These are the original filters. Cartoon filter, whitewash filter, sepia, grayscale. Supposedly there were no Civil War photos in battle, but plenty right before. And it doesn't stop with people. Looks like a lively city block, huh? Those people are painted in. This is in the New York Public Library. You can see they're painted in if you look closely. That horse was never there. You can see they removed people from this one. Their legs are still there. I'm sure many of you know about the Vanilla Sky photos. What a terrible crop job there. They edit out the skies and remove buildings. The sky is commonly cropped out poorly. This whole building is superimposed onto this block. Yet they have been able to solve overexposure in the skies since 1867 with the collodion process. Oops, actually 1857. Yet we get vanilla skies even into the 20th century. Maybe this is why. Even in film we have layering. Half the people aren't even paying attention to this. History is worse than chicks with BBLs and filters. And don't get me started on the sculptures. I've actually been to this place too. The name of this piece is called Deception. It's made out of a block of marble. It's a fishnet made out of a block of marble, and he made it in secrecy. More laser technology that the mutants took over after the reset. That slightly raised pinky causing that muscle flex being captured perfectly like that. The Renaissance was a reset. None of these artists existed. The technology was usurped and used to whitewash the history. And there was a hard reset between 1776 and the Civil War. AI is the opposite of Yah. It's really AI. AI has existed since ever. It is a program that is being uploaded through organic AI, aka human programs.
Unfortunately, this makes way more sense than all the history I've ever been taught in every class in any school. And it shouldn't. This should not make any sense. I'm supposed to be laughing and saying, yeah, right, and sucking my teeth. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, yeah, that makes way more sense than we evolved and did this and did that, and we didn't have this, and sticks and rocks, and then we discovered the whale. Like, come on, man. Have you seen the pictures from history? So-called history? Either way you cut it, somebody's lying. And I'm going to believe the photos over everybody else's lying ass mouth. Let's just be real. You can make your mouth say anything. So, yeah, this sounds better than history class. Anyway, that's going to do it. Another episode down. We always keep it going. I want you to have a good week. I want you to chew on some of these clips. And I want you to leave whatever you think in the comments. Until the next time, I am the theundj. This is Confessing Lies or Telling Stories. And I'm out.